AppWork is one of our founding sponsors. Much more than maintenance, AppWork is advanced business intelligence. Streamline maintenance workflows and keep an eye on the leaderboard as your service teams enjoy the gamification of maintenance. Visit appworkco.com and transform your productivity today.
Thank you for joining me today on today's Maintenance Mindset Minute. Today, it actually comes from a concept that I saw last week. If I confess, I was looking over somebody's shoulder in the airport when I was traveling. And he had this illustration that discussed a concept, which is our topic today. It's a concept called the automation paradox. And what it means is that the better a machine or an automation process gets, more we struggle when that process fails. That was particularly poignant in an airport because of the utter failure of an airline when one piece of their software failed. And it led to flight cancellations over multiple days. I got caught in it. I actually had to reschedule my flight, ruined an entire day just because not the airline itself, the way I understand it, one small piece or part of their software, which ended up being an unknown linchpin to their entire scheduling system. It's an automated part. It's a piece that, if I understand correctly, was added to their process, but unfortunately, multiple things downstream in the workflow from this process could not function when this one thing failed. That's an automation paradox. Because in a process to get more efficient, to get for whatever problem that little piece solved, turned into a huge multi-million-dollar loss for the airlines. What do we have on our properties that are the same? I thought of this recently when I recollected at a management company years ago, we took over a community. And when we took over the community, the previous owner stopped the phone bill instantaneously. Now, when we went in, we had our own phone system or phone billing service or our own phone company that we were going to use. Unfortunately, the closing happened late enough in the day that the new phone system wasn't going to pick up until the next day. That meant after roughly 4 o'clock in the afternoon, when the property closed, from that time on until the next day's morning, there was no phone service, meaning nobody was on call overnight. Yeah, we had somebody designated to take those emergency calls, but at that community, there was no way for residents to get to them. As a matter of fact, we had to institute fire watch at that community because the fire panels couldn't call out to emergency. So because of that, at the acquisition, one little thing, the phone service, the phone number didn't work. We had to adjust on the fly. And yet at our property, didn't even occur to us because the phones just work. They're always there. That's an example of the automation paradox. You have a system in place. The system is just there. We don't even need to think of it. Essentially, what I'm getting at here is we need to be sure that when we're automating first, we think, how much are we going to rely on this to the detriment of the process if this fails? Have a backup plan, even just a rudimentary. The second thing is when we think in terms of the automation paradox, it does or can force us to become more creative. That particular management company, we started from that point that before the acquisition occurred, there actually was a cell phone set up intermittently to where the cell phone was already working. That way we could cancel the original phone line, double it onto a cell phone, and have that cell phone go to our answering service. Therefore, we didn't have to worry about it anymore. The automation paradox. If nothing else, it's an opportunity for us to get a little more creative than we otherwise would have been. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll see you somewhere.